Hello there, everybody. How are you all doing today? Megan and I know I said we're going to be going to 2004, but I stumbled across this thing kind of showcasing Half-Life 2 and the technology behind Half-Life 2. And I figure,
Yeah.
kind of like, what was the other game we did this for? Well, I did it personally for, like, Resident Evil Outbreak, right? Because to me, that game has nostalgia factor. But I think there was one that was just, like, really defining, so we wanted to like find it, right? Like on its own. Yeah, thinking about it, maybe we should go back in time and find like one of the ones for Ratchet. I'm sure they probably did one for Ratchet. Maybe someone took a video of it.
Maybe, but we'll see.
Yeah. So yeah, we figured we'd do something from Funland, who I believe also did another video that we looked at. I don't actually remember.
We had that on something we did last time.
It was definitely something we did. I don't know what it would have been. It looks like they did like a lot of Blink stuff.
I would say they must have did a Let's Play of Blinks or something.
Maybe. We probably just did like some of these, like they just probably uploaded some kind of E3 thing, obviously, right? Probably like a longer form E3 thingy. I'm not really too sure, but I remember the name. So thank you, Funland, for giving us this. Link in the description, as always. But, Megan, are you ready?
Yeah.
Alright. Half-Life 2. Now, I don't know how loud this is going to be. I'm probably going to play with it. I did skim this a little bit just to see like what it was. And you do hear Gabe Newell, or Gaben, as some people may know him. He does talk in this, but he sounded really quiet to me. So we'll see. I might have to turn up his bits. Were you gonna say something, Megan?
Yeah, okay, because you didn't tell me that part before we started.
Okay, sorry, you sounded really muffled at the start of that.
Okay. Well, sorry.
That's okay, I just want to make sure. Man. Yeah, I do find it really interesting to see Alex in like her like a different outfit. I really wonder when they changed that. And what this water thing would have been. Because not in the base game, believe it or not. Or the game that was released.
Is it in any of the episodes?
No, it is not.
Okay, I just vaguely, I don't know, remember something like that. I just don't quite remember what, because it's been a very long time.
The source engine gives us capabilities in 4 main areas.
Turn for Gaben.
Human beings, graphics that were previously only possible in a Hollywood movie studio, an integrated materials and physics system that create an unprecedented level of interactivity, an artificial intelligence that welds these characters, these effects, this world, into an experience gamers have never had before.
The Source Engine itself is a very amazing piece of technology.
Yeah.
His eyes glint based on a radiosity calculation of the local illumination. They self-shadow and follow you as you move. He has 40 separate muscles in his face, and his emotions are based on a taxonomy of facial expressions created by Dr. Paul Ekman, a research scientist
That's really cool.
at the University
It
of
is.
California. The same system that gives him emotion.
Pay attention, Mr. Freeman. I'm only going to say this once.
Source's capabilities are completely language independent, so it's just as easy for him to speak in Chinese as it is in English.
那么，看来我们是没有合作的机会了。
This character technology gives us a very broad emotional palette to draw upon. You will hate your enemies, and you'll fear for yourself and your friends. And perhaps
Good job, G-Man.
feelings you've never had before.
The most amount of emotion I've ever seen from G-Man, actually.
Yeah.
With characters that can react emotionally, we need a world that is similarly flexible and interactive. The world of Half-Life 2 is very dynamic. Any surface can have a displacement map which can be altered dynamically along with its collision hull. This terrain system gives us very large open areas that can run on even low-end hardware with its LOD-based system. In Source, worlds are built out of materials. If something looks like wood,
I always thought the physics that you've been able to break boxes and wood panels like that was really cool.
It is really amazing.
Fragment like wood. Materials in physics crack. But a set of steel rods floating on a wood pallet will behave how you expect. And of course, what tech demo would be complete without a giant game?
Of course. Good old Valve with its humor.
Yeah.
Materials define the properties of a wide variety of objects, from mattresses to tables.
So they changed how the gravity gun looks and
Yeah.
sounds. And the beam color too.
Instead of being a thing that like gets stuck to you and kind of sticks to you, it used to be like a gun where you can manipulate stuff like that. That's interesting.
Yeah. You can even see the gravity gun itself looks like a little different. It has like a tube where there isn't a tube. It looks a lot more like patched together in this
Yeah.
one. Which makes sense considering how it was built, right?
Opens the door.
I was gonna say, based on the context of the game and stuff, that would make a lot of sense why they would want to go for that look.
Yeah. I guess maybe they just wanted something that looked more like
The graphics
futuristic, maybe,
based around shape.
in the
Yeah.
release.
Approach used to render movies like Toy Story or Monsters Inc. In this room, you can see some examples of how powerful Source's graphics can be. The walls are actually bump map subdivision surfaces. If you look closely at the water, you can see that it refracts submerged objects and properly incorporates a Fresnel term to modulate the surface reflection. Over here, you can get a sense of the wide variety of visual effects that are possible using Source on top of a hardware platform like the ATI Radeon 90.
Oh, that's neat. Stained glass. I don't think I've ever seen stained glass in like a Valve game, actually. That looks nice as hell, though.
Neither have I, but yeah, that's really cool. Develop this tech and then they never use it.
Potentially.
Things about Source is that there aren't any arbitrary restrictions on how you can use these visual effects. You can apply a noise function to a self-illuminating shader, you can procedurally distort an environment map, or you can take a human character and build them out of water.
Oh, that's cool.
That is really interesting.
Source has a great deal of flexibility in where you apply visual effects. Source also gives us complete control over the inputs and outputs of the system. You can use this flexibility in some very surprising ways.
Oh, there's the gravity gun that I'm used to. Maybe that was like
So
a
I guess
very
maybe-
early tech demo.
I would say that first room must be built differently for base physics of the game, and I guess they more define stuff here.
Yeah.
So enough of this dry technology stuff. Let's just go ahead and look at the game now.
I don't know if he's gonna talk more, so I'm just gonna turn the volume down a smidgen. So that was an area that I don't believe is actually in the release game.
Introduce you to Alex.
I don't think so, no.
Reintroduce you to Dr. Kleiner, one of the surviving scientists from Black
Couldn't
Mesa.
snap out of it. You're staring at me again.
Warming up nicely.
Are you sure you don't want me to swap out the polarizer?
That's not necessary. Just checking for potential modular interference in the interstices. Conditions could hardly be more ideal.
I hope so. I'm sorry, Gordon. I can't help thinking that this isn't going to work. We should have listened to my father and done it his way. It's just, this is the first time I've had any hope of really striking back at the Combine. And now we're sitting ducks unless we can get this thing running. Come on, Dr. Kleiner, is it going to work or not?
No, there's nothing to be nervous about. Let's see. Massless field flux should self-limit, and I've clamped the manifold parameters to base, relative, Oh, do be careful.
Oh,
Maybe we should just cut our losses. Listen,
that's kind of rude.
A little bit.
scanners. That's it. We gotta get moving. Here, Gordon. Take this. Let's get out of here.
This
There you go, Strider.
Yeah.
Which, that's a whole scene that's not in the base game, so I guess once again that's just kind of to demo some stuff.
Yeah. I mean, I can see them structuring different scenes to show off different effects like that, but it's kind of interesting that's not in the game.
Yeah. Like, they have the lab and everything, but that seemed like a very small section. It even looked like a bit different. Like, I could probably tell you roughly what that's based on in the main game, at least. And this is Ravenholm, I'm guessing.
Probably. Very early version of Ravenholm.
Very early Ravenholm with, like, dudes that, you know, shot at you.
Yeah, that's kind of funny. I do like how the AI realizes the door won't open and then proceeds to try and shoot through the window.
Yeah.
It's a very minor thing, but it makes the game feel so realistic.
It does. Like, see, this is a case of, like, probably Valve using a case of, like, scripted stuff, right, to show off things.
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I mean, to be fair, this is stuff I could see happening in the game, you know? Okay, those did break a bit too easily.
Yeah.
But...
I think I've had a similar thing. Admittedly, I don't think I ever tried to block off a door, but I do know if I went in a building like that, they would generally try and shoot through the window. Well, another guy maybe came through the door. Oh. That's kind of cool. I do find interesting that this early version of Ravenholm looks more like an industrial camp.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's pretty cool.
Okay, I saw an ammo type that I'm unfamiliar with. This looked like an ammo type. Okay, yeah, they're showing off the, don't remember what those are called. What are they called? They have a very simple name.
Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I always did like that you could actually do this to them in the game too. You can just like close the door on
Fuck
them,
them up.
and like,
Yeah.
like I think
'Cause
there
believe
is
this area is in the game.
kind of. It's a bit different.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's the different ammo type because those don't do that in the game.
I was gonna say I can't say I've ever seen that. I thought they just normally exploded, right?
Nah, well, kind of. They like shoot out a ball that like bounces around the walls, and then eventually explodes.
Oh, okay, okay.
There you are.
Maybe they thought being able to shoot them and set them on fire was a bit too strong.
Maybe. Also a bit of a different filter for that Combine soldier.
A little bit.
Remember when we thought Black Mesa was as bad as it could get?
Yeah, I'm also just gonna say Gordon Freeman's taken like a lot less damage than I probably would have. walking out there and getting shot at.
Yeah, it seems like it.
Cover me, Gordon.
It's okay. See, I'm okay with Valve like kind of cheating it a little bit, because you can tell they're mostly just trying to show off the technology, right?
That's true.
They're not like, I don't know, they're not pulling like a Halo 2, you know what I mean?
Yeah, they're not showing a scene that people think is going to be in the game. Like, I feel like there's at least some expectation, especially after the tech demo, that like a lot of this might be changed just because they're trying to show off effects.
Yeah, I could see that. See, that I don't think you can do in the game. Zoom in and shoot like that, except with like specific weapons, I believe.
Yeah. I like how the plane is interacting with like the telephone wire there.
Yeah, it's really nice, right? I don't remember what those are called either. I think they're just like drop ships. I think they go very simple with that one. Oh no,
I hated this part of the game.
See, because yeah, this part.
Not all of your allies are humans in the game.
Okay, so they're showing this off too. This is actually pretty neat though. See, I don't really remember having a problem with this part, just because like the antlions, which are those bug things, are very useful.
I don't know if it's just because I didn't use the antlions or because I just had difficulties like navigating this area. I just remember getting really stuck in this area like every time I played the game. I'm not really sure why.
Yeah, this is a different gun. Some kind of like sniper rifle, which I guess they didn't end up using. Go Antlions, sacrifice yourselves. Okay, so it does seem like it's some kind of rifle for sure. Interesting. I wonder why this gun didn't make it.
I'm not sure. I kind of forgot about those turrets, actually. I was kind of thinking they're using a very similar type of AI that, like, the turrets used in Portal.
Yeah, well, it is basically the same, like, idea, right?
Well, it is, yeah.
It's
I don't know, I guess
kind
I
of-
just never mentally made that connection.
But I think it's also meant to be kind of like a playoff of, like, Microsoft versus Apple, right? Because you have Microsoft very, like, kind of okay with, like, being bulky and everything, right?
Yeah.
And then you have Apple, who's very sleek, which would be, like, the Aperture stuff, right?
Yeah. I mean, that makes sense, yeah.
Which is kind of funny, like, when you look at it like that. It's like
That's true.
Aperture versus Microsoft. Aperture versus, I forget, like, are those turrets like Black Mesa? Are they technically Black Mesa? Like, is Black Mesa the company? Is there? I don't remember.
I thought Black Mesa was, like, the area.
Black Mesa is like the research center, yeah.
He wants to have a headbutting contest.
I'm trying to think who technically makes the turrets and stuff. Maybe just Combine? I'm not real too sure. I don't quite remember. Yeah, I gotta show off the car, too.
I see they changed the car design at least a little bit.
It looks like they did a bit, yeah. This area is very similar to an area in the base game as well. But I think it is different.
Yeah.
And I believe this fight is also different.
I believe so.
Because in the release game, because I think this is probably the area that the quote-unquote boss fight in Half-Life 2 is based off of, where you have to like fight a helicopter.
Yeah, I think so.
Now go, Gordon, drive.
He's not driving very well.
Rude.
Well, it's
But
true. You think he'd just be trying to drive and get away, and he keeps stopping. Whee!
See, now this road I think might actually be the same as the one they have in the main game.
I think so. Or at the very least, it's very similar.
Yeah, because I know you do have that jump. You don't jump over something. Like, that would be extra cool. But I think they do have this general road in the game. So I don't think I've ever seen an APC.
Yeah, I don't think that's in the game. Oh yeah, I forgot about the remote control rockets.
Yeah. Man, everything in Half-Life 2 is just like so cool. Oh boy, a scripted death sequence.
Oh my god,
This final demo will show you you'll be back in City 17 again.
Mm.
See that the alien citadel is again eating the city.
Oh yeah. So they're showing the like black walls of the Citadel, like
yeah.
punching away the city, I guess. You don't really see that in the base game, actually, I don't think. Or do you? Maybe you do a little bit. Do you?
I think you do a little
do.
bit, but you don't really
Yeah.
get to walk through the capital very much.
Yeah, like you do a little bit, yeah. Yeah, very cool. Very cool. Always like the design of the Strider too. It's just a really neat, like, you know, like, I don't even know how to really put it. Like, it's just such a neat, unique, like, alien design, you know?
Yeah, I love how spooky and unnatural it feels.
Yeah, like, I've always really loved, like, the kind of, like, lore of Half-Life, really, especially Half-Life 2.
Yeah.
Because, oh, nice. Because, like, I always loved how you have the like the Striders and like the airship things, and you know even the dropships and stuff. How like it's the Combine went to like nice alien planets, cannibalized them basically for parts and technology and stuff and workers, and so that's why you have things like the Strider, which is some kind of creature from an alien planet that the Combine took over, and then
Okay.
altered it to kind of fit their needs, so they make it like a walking turret thing, right? Keep people in line. Like, it's really neat, and that's why every vehicle that the Combine used in the game, unless it's like human made, usually like has some kind of like sound it makes, like some kind of roaring sound or screeching sound. Yeah, it's really
That's pretty cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah, no, it's really cool stuff. No, that's why it's so sad that there's no Half-Life 3 yet, because they have a really interesting world and universe that they should really use more.
I mean, they should. It doesn't mean they will.
So yes, that was a pretty good look at Half-Life 2. Like we said before, a game that honestly still looks good now. I love the Source engine. Always have loved the Source engine. Love pretty much everything that's made on the Source engine. Especially if it's from Valve, of course. Yeah, just really cool. What do you think, Megan?
I thought it was a really good look at the game. It was kind of interesting to see them go over the tech aspects of the Source engine, because I never really knew a lot of that stuff. And obviously, seeing parts of the game was pretty interesting. And, like, yeah, it was pretty scripted on what they did there. But it was scripted for a reason of showing off the tech and not trying to make the game look cooler than it actually is.
Yeah, no, because... yeah, pretty much everything you see in this is stuff that, if they wanted to, they could put in the game. Right? Like, very easily. Like, you have so many moments in Half-Life 2. Like, if anybody here hasn't played Half-Life 2, go do it. It's really good. Play Half-Life 1 if you want, like, the full experience as well, but to be fair, you can just jump into Half-Life 2 and they basically just explain everything.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I did. I have never played the first one, so...
yeah. So, and with me saying that, that's coming from someone that usually says, like, I'll play the games in sequence if you can. You can just skip to Half-Life 2. I still recommend playing Half-Life 1 if you're able, but if you really just think it's too old or something, you can just go play Half-Life 2 and it'll fill you in.
Yeah, isn't there a game that they added on Steam? I believe it's like just called Black Mesa, where it's like an HD remake of the first game, a fan-made project.
Essentially, yeah. It's probably good. See, I actually don't know anymore, because I remember when Black Mesa was being made, but it took so long to finish that I just kind of forgot about it.
Yeah.
Let me see. Black Mesa. I mean, yeah, it has like very positive, overwhelmingly positive reviews. Yeah, go play that, because it's probably just as good, if not better.
I've heard it's good. I've just never personally taken time to play it, so I'm not entirely sure like how accurate it is to the first game, but it's supposed to be a more like modern version of Half-Life 1.
I mean, it's probably accurate enough, like, to be fair. I just remember, like, because like I didn't play it. I did watch someone else play it. I don't remember whom, like, when it was like a thing initially. And I just remember they stopped making it for a while when you got to essentially the end of the game. Because, like, I'm not going to spoil much, but let's say you go into, like, a portal and then more stuff happens, right?
Yeah.
But at that point, the fan project, like, halted. I think they just really wanted to expand on those levels, and just reading the about this game portion, they say they expanded on it by quite a bit. So I think they just want to make the later levels more interesting, because I'm going to be honest, in the original game, it is very basic and bare bones. After you kind of go through the portal, right?
Yeah.
So if they expanded upon it, then that is good. But yeah, go play it. It's very cheap. Black Mesa is like 35 Canadian, like 65, like 26 Canadian. So, you know, it's probably cheaper in America, which I'm sure most people watching this are from there. Yeah, and go play Half-Life 2, which is, I think, even cheaper, actually. Yeah, like $13 Canadian, so very cheap.
Yeah, when it goes on sale, it's like $5.
Yeah, or you can just buy the orange box and get all sorts of cool stuff. Although TF2 shouldn't be a
Yeah.
part of that anymore since that one is free. But, you know.
It is funny, actually, that they still have it in there.
So, yeah, who knows? Maybe get something cool for it. I don't know anymore. Yeah, all right. So very good. Yeah, highly recommend playing the Half-Lives. It was really interesting to see that. Like Megan said, showed off a lot of cool tech. And it's nice hearing Gaben's voice. It's really nice hearing Gaben's voice. I'd say I'd miss that man. I know he's still alive. It's just he doesn't really do these kind of things anymore.
I mean, yeah, he's not really involved in this side of game development anymore.
But for being like a guy that's worth as much as he is, I still appreciate how normal he is. Gabe Newell is like the most normal like millionaire I think I've ever seen.
Yeah.
You know? Because he's literally just like for real. Like, go look at any picture of Gabe Newell, and he just looks like a normal dude. Like even now, no fancy suit. He just throws on a shirt, throws on some pants. His beard nowadays is very scruffy.
Yeah.
You know, like he just looks like what you'd imagine like a millionaire nerd to look like. And I love Gaben for that. I love Gabe Newell for that. I even love how funny. When the Steam Deck was first a thing, he personally delivered the Steam Decks in his area, which I think is actually pretty baller.
I heard about that. That's kind of funny.
Yeah, like not even like a thing to like meet people or anything like that. Like he would literally just go and like drop it off at people's doorsteps, I think. And I'm like, damn, that's sick as hell, right? Like appreciate that. Like imagine looking at your Ring camera and just seeing Gabe Newell like walk up to your house. Like drop off a package for you. Like that's cool. I like Gabe Newell. I don't know.
I do find it interesting when certain management does stuff like that. Like I assume, at least in his perspective, it's him wanting to be involved, and then also probably a logistics thing. You know, like save on local shipping. I'll do it myself.
Yeah, right. I don't know. He's just such a cool dude. He's such a cool dude. I just wish the company would make more video games. But that's because I love their video games. So you know. I don't know, I just love Valve. Probably best company in ever, to be honest. Okay, do you have anything else you want to say, Megan?
No, it's okay. I just wasn't expecting you to say that. Best company in forever.
Yeah, best company in forever, right? Because, I mean, it's true, right? Like, think of a company that's, like, better than Valve, right?
Well, yeah, they're definitely up there. I can't think of one off the top of my head that would be considered better, but they're definitely really good, especially with Gabe after he took over.
Well,
or founded it.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what do you mean took over? He literally founded Valve.
I was gonna say, I don't remember exactly. Like, I don't know a lot of history about Valve, but that makes sense.
Okay, well, before Megan exposes herself further as a fake fan, I guess we should probably just end it here. So, thank you very much, everybody, for watching. We hope you all enjoyed. But for now, it is time we cue the outro. Frag out, and we shall catch you guys later.
Bye.